Hello everyone, I am Divya, your math facilitator. In this class, we are going to learn the solutions of exercise 1.4 from question number 3. Okay, so question number 1 and 2 we have finished in the earlier video. So if you have missed watching it, do watch those videos also. And the concepts of this chapter I explained very clearly in the concept video. I'll pin it up here in the I button, all the videos. You can click it and watch. Okay, so let's begin. In the following equations, find the variables x, y, z, etc. represent a rational number or a irrational number. So you have to find whether these variables, whatever are given to you, whether they represent a rational number or a irrational number. You all know that rational number is always of the form p by q. Irrational number is not of the form p by q. Simple, है ना बेटा? So let us see whether these are rational number or irrational number. So what shall we do? We have to simplify it and see. So first one you have x square. Okay. So x square equal to 7. This is the question actually. X square equal to 7 is given to you. Right. So let us write it once again. Right. X square equal to 7 is given to you. Okay. So how do we know that it is a rational or irrational? We want to know whether this variable. So x equals to. So what I'll do is I'll take a square root on both the sides. So what happens? X square root equal to 7 root over 7, or I'll get x equal to square and square root gets cancelled. So x equal to 7 I have. Root 7 I have. Okay. So is root 7 a rational number or a irrational number? Is root 7 a rational number or a irrational number? In the previous class also I told you root of any prime number is always a irrational number. Isn't it beta? So is this a rational number? X is equal to root 7. Root 7 is irrational. So what is x? Therefore x is also irrational. Okay, x is also irrational. Let us see the next one. Y square equal to 16. Okay, you have y square equal to 16. So what is y? Y is nothing but root 16, similar to this square root on both the sides. If you take, or else directly you can take y equal to root 16 square. If it transposes to the other side, it becomes square root. So y equal to root over 16 is nothing but 4 square. Now can I write y is equal to 4 square and square root cancels? So y equal to 4. Now what is 4? 4 is a rational number or irrational number? Rational number. 4 is rational number. 4 is rational number. Therefore, what about y? Y is also a rational number. Okay. See the next question. Z square equal to 0.02. So what is Z? Z square equal to 0.02. So what is Z? Z is equal to root over 0.02. Root over 0.02. 0.02 is not a perfect square. You cannot find the square root of this, isn't it? So it's not a perfect square number. You can find, but it is not a perfect square number. So can I say 0.02? So therefore, root over 0.02 is irrational number. Okay. So since this is irrational, z is also irrational number. Clear, beta? Next question. U square equal to root 7. U square equal to 17 by 4. So can I write u is equal to root over 17 by 4? Or can I write that is equal to root 17 by root 4? Okay, since we know root over AB is equals to root A by root B. You have learnt it in your lower classes. Square and square root concept. So that is equals to root 7 by root 4. I can write as root 2 square. Or can I say this is root 17 by 2. Root 17 by 2. Root 17 is an irrational number. Irrational number divided by rational number, in the earlier classes we have learned, it becomes a irrational number. So therefore root 17 by 2 is what? It is a irrational number. So if root 17 by 2 is irrational, what about u? U is only root 17 by 2, isn't it? So u is also irrational number. Clear with this? Let's see the next one. W square equal to 27. So what is W? W equal to root 27. Root 27 is a irrational number. Very clearly we know root 27 is irrational. So what about W? W is also irrational. Okay. Next one, t power 4 equal to 256, which means can I write t is equals to 4th root of 256? Can I write this t equal to fourth root of 256? Okay, now let us find the root of this. So, or else, so 256. So you can write it as 2 ones are, 2 sevens are 14 and 2 eights are 16. Just prime factorize it. 2 eights are 16, 2 nines are. And can we take, wait, 2 eights are 16 and 2 nines are. Now let us take 3 and see. 2 ones are 2 sevens are 14, 1 2 eights are 16. 2 eights are 16 and you will have a 1 here. So 2 nines are 18. Again we can take 3 here. So 1 second. 256. 2 ones are, 2 twos are 4. What did I write here? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So this is wrong. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. You have a 1 remaining 16. So 2 eights are 16. Now 2 6 are 12, 2 fours are 8. 2 32s are, 2 16s are, 2 8s are, 2 4s are, 2 2s are, 2 1s are. So 256 I can write it as fourth root of 1, 2, 3. Okay, so fourth root you have learned it in square roots chapter. If you want to find cube root, you will take 3 pairs. If you want fourth root, okay, you will take three numbers together. If you want fourth root, you will take 4 numbers together. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 2's? 4. 2 power 4 and again here 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 power 4. So can I write this as nothing but 2 power 4 into 2 power 4? Can I, if I separate the roots, so fourth root of 4 into fourth root of 4 I will have. Okay, so fourth root of 2 power 4 into fourth root of 2 power 4. Now fourth root and fourth root cancel, so I'll have 2 2's are 4. If you feel finding fourth root is difficult for you, I'll tell you one more method. Okay, just see here beta. So this I can write it as, see, t power 4 equal to 256. This is method 2 I am teaching you. So t power 4 equal to 256. Now take root over both the sides. So root over t power 4 equal to root 256. Root t power 4 can I write it as t square whole square. T power 4 can I write as t square whole square. You have a root into root 256. 256 is nothing but what beta? It is 16. See here. 256 is nothing but 16 square, isn't it? So now square and square root cancel, square and square root cancel. So I'll have t square is equals to 16. Now again take a root. So t equal to root 16 you will have, or t equal to 4 you will have. Okay. So you can do either in this method or in this method. Okay, whichever is easy. Now very important announcement I want to give you. This is a free feature. Okay, so since our schools have started, you have been learning you might have started your concepts, you might have started your preparation, but while you're preparing you'll have lot of doubts, isn't it? And now situation is so that you cannot clear all your doubts in these classes. You're at your home right now, so an academy is giving you a free feature, completely free, absolutely free. Nothing is charged for you. You can clear your doubts using this feature of ask a doubt. Now what is the meaning of ask a doubt? So you can take a picture. So suppose you're having a doubt in this exercise problem, just take the photo of the exercise problem, picture of the exercise problem, okay, and then just crop it. Okay, exact question, whatever you want, the exact question. Suppose if question number 1, 2, 3, you will take the picture of the entire page, isn't it? Now you will crop this question number 2 if I am having a doubt in question number 2. And you will upload the picture. Where? In this feature called ask a doubt. Okay, I'll give you the link, don't worry. You'll click on that link. After you click on that link, you will take the picture of your whatever doubt is there. You will exactly choose whatever is the exact question and you will set go upload the image. So once you upload the image, you will get the instant solution for your question. Okay, you will get a solution for your question. So this is called ask a doubt feature, right? It is super helpful for all of you who are preparing right now, because you don't have anyone to clear your doubts. Even your teachers might be busy, so you can happily use this feature. It is a completely free feature. And the best part is you can use this feature 24/7 whenever you have doubt. Let it be day or night, whenever you have doubt, you can happily use this feature. It's a complete free feature. And let me tell you, this feature is I is for all the classes. Okay, so all the classes and maths and science subject you can use, right? So I'll give you the links to enroll. You can happily enroll for the you can happily click on the link and use this feature. Okay, and one more important thing is, so if you ask 5 doubts, there is one offer. If you ask 5 doubts, you will get Unacademy free subscription. Subscription is also free for 7 days. Okay, so ask your doubts. Don't let your doubts stop your preparation. So do clear all your doubts. It's a completely free feature. Use it and clear your doubts. Now classes 10, 11, 12, 9, everyone can use this. So I'll give the links of each of the classes, okay, in the description box. So you will find these links in the description box. So just click on that link, and when you go and click on that link, a page will open. So there you will have to enter the code. The code is GD10. For the first time you will have to enter this code GD10 so that you can use this free feature. Once you enter the code, you can use it for any number of times. And if you use it for 5 times right now, it's a limited offer. If you are using for 5 times right now, you will get your Unacademy free subscription for 7 days. Okay, so do use this feature and it's going to be super helpful for you. And this offer is valid only till 9th July. Okay, so link is in the description. Right now, whatever doubts you have in this chapter, go and use it and get a free subscription of 7 days. And don't forget, the code is GD10. Without using this code, you cannot unlock the free feature. Use the code GD10. Now let us move on to the next question. So every surd is irrational number, but every irrational number is not surd. Now what is the meaning of surd? Surd is nothing but, see, if you cannot get a rational number, whenever you have any square root, okay, any root, it can be a square root, it can be a cube root, it can be a fifth root, it can be a fourth root. Just now you have seen it was a fourth root. If the answer of this, if you are not able to get a rational number, then it is called a surd. Okay, if the answer is not rational, then it is called a surd. Okay, beta, clear? Now for example, if I have root 16, root 16 is nothing but root 4 square, so the answer I am getting is a rational number. If I have root 7, root 7, I cannot find the square root of this, so this is a irrational number. So whenever I am getting irrational number, this is called a surd. Okay, clear? And one more example, cube root of 27. I can write this as cube root of 27. I can write as 3 cube. है ना? So cube root cancels. So you will have 3. 3 is a rational number. So this is not a surd. But whereas square root of 27 is a surd. Square root of 27 you cannot find it. And it is not a perfect square. So this is a surd. So got the point, right? And similarly, one more example you have taken here. T power 4 equal to 256. So I told you fourth root of 256. Fourth root of 256, you are getting it as 8, isn't it? You are getting it as 4, sorry. You are getting it as 4. So this is a rational number. 4 is a rational number now. So this fourth root of 256 is not a surd. But suppose if you have fifth root of 256, here you don't get a rational number. So this is called a surd. Clear with the point what is a surd and what is not a surd, right? So now they are asking, is every surd a irrational number? Yes, every surd is a irrational number. See, every surd, it's irrational. Every surd, irrational. Every surd, it's irrational. Okay. So if you are not getting a rational answer, only then it is a surd. So I can say every surd is a irrational number. But every irrational number is not a surd. Every irrational number is not a surd. Why? So you can take these examples for the first statement. Every surd is irrational. Root 7 is a surd, it's a irrational number. Root 27 is a surd, it's a irrational number. Fifth root of 256 is a surd, it's a irrational number. So every surd is a irrational number. But every irrational number is not a surd. Why? Suppose if I take the number 3.189238865, so on. So this is non-terminating. In the other class also I explained you this is non-terminating and it is not repeating. NTNR, whenever you get NTNR, I told you it's a irrational number. This is a NTNR. So NTNR means irrational number. But is this a surd? Is this a surd? Do you have any roots here? No. So it's not a surd. It is a irrational number, but it is not a surd. So every irrational number, it need not be a surd. Some irrational numbers like this, they are not surds, right? So every surd is a irrational number, but every irrational number need not be a surd. Example, you can take pi also. Pi is also a irrational number, but it is not a surd. Clear? So a lot of examples are there. Next question, rationalize the denominator. So denominators are given to you. You have to rationalize the denominator. How do you rationalize? So for rationalizing, okay, you choose the conjugate. Okay, if you want to rationalize, you will choose the conjugate. What is the meaning of conjugate? Suppose you have now here you have 3 plus root 2. 3 plus root 2. So conjugate is nothing but 3 minus root 2. So if you change the sign here, here you have plus. If you are changing the sign, it becomes a conjugate. If you have 5 plus root 3, if I am changing the sign, 5 minus root 3 is called conjugate of 5 plus root 3. Clear? So whenever you are asked to rationalize, you will multiply and divide by the conjugate. Okay. So 1 by 3 plus root 2, I will multiply and divide by 3 minus root 2. Why am I doing this? Conjugate is 3 minus root 2. Clear, beta? Now 1 into 3 minus root 2 is 3 minus root 2. Numerator into numerator. 1 into 3 minus root 2 is 3 minus root 2 divided by, in the denominator you have 3 plus root 2 into 3 minus root 2. Now just see, beta, this is of the form, denominator is of the form a plus b into a minus b. What is the formula? A square minus b square. In the same exercise in the previous problem we have done. है ना? So a plus b into a minus b, we have simplified this, where a is equals to 3, b is equals to root 2. So can I write this as 3 minus root 2 divided by, can I write this as 3 square minus root 2 whole square? A square minus b square, because it is like a plus b into a minus b. So that is equals to 3 minus root 2 divided by 3 square is 9 minus root 2 whole square is 2. So 3 minus root 2 divided by 7. Now what is the final answer? You got 3 minus root 2 by 7. 7 is a rational number. Rationalize the denominator they are asking you. Okay. That means denominator should be a rational number. Now is the denominator rational number? Yes, it is. So this is how we do. The next question, 1 by root 7 minus root 6. So here also you will multiply and divide by the conjugate. Conjugate means you will change the plus sign. Okay, whatever sign you have, you will change it. Here you have minus, so I am writing plus. Okay, so 1 into root 7 plus root 6 is root 7 plus root 6 divided by, this is again root 7 minus root 6 into root 7 plus root 6. Okay, so that is equal to root 7 plus root 6 divided by, it is like a minus b into a plus b. So can I again use this formula, a square minus b square, that is equals to root 7 plus root 6 divided by a, square and square root cancel. So I have 7 minus 6. That is equal to root 7 plus root 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. So here also the denominator is rationalized, or you can simply write as 7 root 7 plus root 6. Next question, 1 by root 7. So here the difference between these questions is, in the denominator you have something plus or minus something. Okay, root 3 plus root 2. Root 7 minus root 6. But here you have a single term. So whenever you have a single term in this, like this, you will multiply and divide by the same term. Okay, I have root 7 in the denominator, multiply and divide by the same term. Okay, so here if you have two terms, I told you if you have a minus, you will write plus. If you have a plus, you will write minus. But here for a single term, what you will do? Multiply and divide by the same term. So 1 into root 7 is root 7. Root 7 into root 7 is how much, beta? Can I write it as root over 7 into 7? You know that root a into root b is nothing but root over a into b. So this is nothing but root 7 divided by root 7 into 7 is 7 square. So I can write as root 7 divided by square and square root cancels. You have 7. So your denominator is now a rational number 7. Now again root 6 divided by root 3 minus root 2. Root 6 divided by root 3 minus root 2. Let me write root 3 plus root 2 conjugate of this. Root 3 plus root 2. So multiply the numerator root 6 into root 3 plus root 2 divided by root 3 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2. Okay. Now that is equal to, just multiply this, root 3 into root 6. Okay. And again root 6 into root 2. Okay. I have a plus in between, so I am writing plus root 6 into root 2 divided by, now this is again a minus b into a plus b. So a square minus b square. Okay, beta. So that is equals to root 6 into root 3. Can I write it as root over 6 into 3? Which formula? Root a into root b is root over a into b. Same formula. Root 6 into root 3, root over 6 into 3 plus root over 6 into 2 or 2 into 6. Both are same. Divided by root 3 whole square is 3 minus root 2 whole square is 2. So this is root 18. 6 3s are 18 minus plus you have 6 2s are 12. Okay, divided by 3 minus 2 is 1, or simply I can write it as root 18 plus root 12. Okay, so denominator is rationalized. It is a rational number now. Clear? So that's all for today. So I'll meet you with the remaining problems in the next class. I hope you understood all the problems, and don't forget to use the feature Ask a Dot. It's super free feature and it will be very helpful for you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video and share this video in all your class groups, let everyone learn. And also I will make more and more class 9 videos for you. It's a promise from me. Okay, chalo, so all I need is your support. So do comment and let me know how did you like the video, and also don't forget to let me know if you need any more topics. Okay, so I'll do it as soon as possible, right? Thank you for watching.